Copyright claim.
I
got a funny feeling. I got a funny feeling. Yeah.
Hello, people. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by Achara Kirk.
What's up?
And we have a video that will potentially receive some strong downvotes here in front of us. I mean, the original one has a significant amount of downvotes for reasons that need not be stated.
Yeah,
But,
let's just enjoy the teaser for the piece of art that it is, the movie for the artwork that it is.
Yeah.
Leave all personal BS
To the side.
out of it. Can we just appreciate what's in front of us? That's how I'm going into this.
Kind of like all your things, put all your BS to the left, to the left.
Everything you own, take your BS with you to the left.
Another song, another
What-
copyright
what-
claim.
Wait, what's left again? Bye.
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 Buy and die, yeah.
Bye, die. I still have to do this like I'm in elementary school. Yeah.
Gangubai KATHIAWADI. Gangubai.
Bye.
Gangubai KATHIAWADI. Official teaser by Sanjay, Leela, Bhansali, starring Alia, Bhatt. Comes out July 30th, the day before Harry Potter's, J.K. Rowling's, Wesley Snipes'. Who else? So many people's birthday that day. I don't know who else we could be possibly thinking of.
Not someone I know who's sitting next to me.
Right. But Harry Potter, that's the most noteworthy one.
Yes.
His birthday was July 31st. Gangubai KATHIAWADI, a story based on the book Mafia Queens of Mumbai. We got a lot of like Mumbai gangster stuff going on lately. Written by S. Hussein Zaidi, is a film that celebrates the rise of a simple girl from Kathiawad who had no choice but to embrace the ways of destiny and swing it in her favor. The narrative walks through the life of young Ganga, who in no time marks her own territory and becomes Gangubai, the matriarch of Kamathipura. Once again, Sanjay Leela Bhansali brings to his audience a moving yet stem-winding story. What does that mean, stem-winding? With power-packed performances laced in his magical musical notes. I've never heard that phrase, stem-winding.
No, me neither.
Is it like stem of a flower? Stem
Like
of a tree?
Yeah, must be.
Stem of your body? Stem-winding story. Someone's got to explain that in the comments. With
Please.
a promise to make one and all feel inspired in 2021 as Gangubai KATHIAWADI celebrates the journey of a girl who became the voice for women empowerment.
Woo! I'm already into this. All right, let's watch it.
All right, sounds like a movie for Jaby. Okay.
कहते हैं कमाटीपुरा में कभी अमावस की रात नहीं होती
Oh, did she start a brothel?
क्योंकि वहां गंगू रहती है
Is this the one that's on the border?
I don't know. No, this is in Mumbai, it said.
चांद थी
Oh, right.
और चांद ही रहेगी
The
Colors are
lighting
nice,
beautiful, yeah. Oh! She's
इज्जत से
giving it
जीना,
some attitude.
किसी से डरने का नहीं ना पुलिस से ना एमएलए से ना मंत्री से ना भड़वों से किसी के बाप से नहीं डरने का जमीन पे बैठी बहुत अच्छी लग रही है तू आदत डाल ले क्योंकि तेरी कुर्सी तो गई
Oh, the music's fun.
Yeah, it's very epic.
मैं गंगूबाई प्रेसिडेंट कमाटीपुरा कुमारी आपने छोड़ा नहीं और श्रीमती कभी किसी ने बनाया ही नहीं
Is it based on a true story?
It's based on a novel, it says, based on the book.
Well, since it's based on a novel, we have the good fortune of looking at Wiki and seeing what Wiki has to say, Gangubai KATHIAWADI. Okay, it's based on, where does it say based on?
It says it's on a
chapter of Hussein's. Wow, way to Fantastic Beasts this one, huh? Take a little thing and then expand on it into 5 films. So Mafia Queens of Mumbai is the book. It's a non-fiction crime novel written by Hussein Zaidi, with original research by reporter Jane Borges. Borgs? So many names, so many pronunciations, so many wrong ways, but only one right way. It tells 13 true stories of women, that's why only one chapter.
Yeah.
It tells 13 true stories of women who were involved in criminal activities in Mumbai. Rajkumar Rao,
Radhika Apte and
Okay, I was just making
provided
sure.
their voice for its audiobook for Audible. Like, come on, read it.
I was just trying to make sure I read that right. I'm like, Rajkumar Rao is a star. I'm like, why is his name in this book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused for a second, so I was taking it a little slow. Charles jumping the gun. Rajkumar Rao, Radhika Apte, and Kalki Kekla provided their voice for its audiobook for Audible.
Are you going extra
yes,
slow
I am.
now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the trailer?
Just because you're being so impatient, I'm like...
I want to talk about the trailer.
And so the reception says, Matt Daniels of Mint wrote, "These are a handful of women who lived fearlessly, and Mafia Queens celebrates their spirit, but the real heroes are Zadie and Borges, who ventured undaunted into the dark corners of the city to illuminate them."
Bravo.
So this is interesting.
Well, yeah, no, I find this story super interesting because it's often fascinating to me sometimes that you'll find that these women kind of get thrown into situations that maybe are unsavory or situations that maybe they never wanted to be in the first place, right? Like, she starts out as this innocent girl from another place, another town, another village. She comes to the city and then suddenly she turns into this madam. And the thing that I find fascinating about stories like that is, and you'll often find this as well with women who are in the adult film industry, is that in the beginning they might be the ones that are being exploited, but if you're a smart woman, you can very quickly turn it around and be the one who's in a position of power.
So when are we gonna see Achara KATHIAWADI or Gangabai Achara Wadi?
When this channel becomes the Achara Kirk channel and not the Jaby Koay channel, you've been told.
Why am I not more afraid? So there's a thing here on IMDb. We have a synopsis. It says, add a plot. Thank you, I will.
Like, I feel inspired by the story, right? Because it's a woman kind of potentially turning a bad situation or an unsavory situation and coming out on top. However,
Like this one right here.
I'm not saying that I'm about to go out there and become Mrs. Patutu Dalal. Do you know what I mean?
Patutu Dalal. What does that even mean?
Well, a potato pimp.
I know, but what does that mean, Mrs. Patutu Dalal? What are you trying to say?
Well, like, she's
a potato pimp?
She's the Dalal.
That's a reference, by the way, for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, especially if Sanjay, Leela, Bhansali, or Jay Devgan, or Imran Hashmi, or Alia Bhatt are watching this right now.
Oh, yeah.
We have these things we do called live streams, and in those live streams, memes arise that are about Achara and myself. And so I apologize in advance if it feels remotely offensive.
She's a madam. She's a madam of a brothel, so she's in charge of all these girls and she's basically pimping them out.
Right, but then she rises to power.
Yeah.
Like as a politician.
It's just interesting kind of how she's able to do that in her life. And I have to say, I feel like Alia Bhatt is doing a really commendable job in this role, at least what I'm seeing her in the teaser so far. It's something really different. Her voice seems like it's got more gravitas. She's moving in more of like a...
Let's qualify that statement. We don't speak Hindi. We are coming from our perspective as Westerners, as foreigners, and so from the outside looking in, it feels like she's doing a fantastic job thus far, at a cursory glance. With a sliver of information from here that we are getting, it would seem, right? And so
I'm just gonna go out there and say, like, I'm gonna put my chips on the table and just be like, I think
all the awards.
Alia Bhatt is doing a really great job. It's commendable. Like, she's a young woman, like in real life, and she's kind of carrying that kind of weight and gravitas of someone who's lived a life, who's experienced a lot of stuff that she's I imagine Alia has never experienced before.
Yes, I would agree with that. I mean, she's a kind of a chameleon in that she disappears into the roles that she does, as far as I have seen. I've watched her in a number of films at this point, and every time I've watched her, you know, just like I would comment with Manoj Bajpayee, I don't know if they're at the same level, but just like I would comment with him, if you put each of the characters she's played in the same room, they do feel quite different. Whether you're talking about the one where she had to go into Pakistan, or you're talking about the first film I watched her in, which is Kapoor and Sons, Gully Boy, and this, like, each of those roles. Oh, and then how could I forget Ut the Punjab? That was the one that was the most noteworthy to me, where she played this very simple girl, like, you know, I thought she was just great in that film. Every time I see her, I'm like, you're doing a great job. I really like I like your work a lot. And
like, she's growing.
not to bring up the bad business stuff, but like all the hate that she's received and whatnot, like it makes me sad, honestly, because I think that her work is fantastic. Her body of work thus far seems really cool and diverse. She's not just being a star. She's not just showing up. She's actually performing at a really high caliber, in my opinion. She's giving it a lot of time and effort and thought and emotion that, you know, she could just show up. She could, but she fights for her to give the roles the most authenticity she can give it, as far as I can tell.
I'm truly impressed by what I'm seeing so far, like just in terms of physicality, voice, acting, and I think it's such a fantastic role. Like this is the type of role that I think a lot of actresses would just be dying to sink their teeth into. If I could do a role like this, I would love to give it a shot. I don't know if I'd be as good, but I'd love to try.
All the drama and I guess the arguments within the drama is not lost on us, just so you know. Like, I've heard all of the arguments. That aside, to the left, she's really good. She's really, really good in what she's doing here. Just this little sliver of it. It's just like, I'm drawn in. They didn't even show us Ajay Devgan. They didn't even show us Emran Hashmi, who are both dope.
Yeah.
It's like, you sold me on Alia Bhatt. She's the poster, she's the trailer, and I'm already in. Now, we didn't even get to the cinematography, the way it's being shot, and it has like this sort of ethereal, dreamlike quality to the whole thing that almost feels like a postcard from days of yester, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's something that Sanjay Leela Bhansali does so well, because his movies are always beautiful. And it's interesting because I was like, wow, he seems to have this fascination with really strong women from history, because, you know, there's Padmavat, there was Bajirao Mastani, right? Yeah, so they're all just kind of women in the past who were strong, I guess. I don't know about Bajirao Mastani, but I'm kind of getting the sense that maybe it's that same kind of vein, and it's always done in like really beautiful ways. Like, I just come to expect stunning visuals and beautiful set pieces from Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Yeah, one of the co-writer of this film is Utkarshini Vashishtha. She wrote Gungabai, Kathiawadi, Tinki, Sarbjit. That's the one that I wanted to note, which is about a woman who was like fighting for, I believe her son was in jail. I saw this trailer a long time ago, but like her son was in jail and she was fighting to get him out, is what I recall. I'm butchering the synopsis, obviously. There's a lot more to it than that, right? Well, Sarbjit was the most noteworthy one. That's the one that's, because you were talking about strong female characters. Sarbjit seems to me, at a cursory glance, to be about a strong female character. It's in line with Utkarshini's history. To what you're saying, you said Padmavat Devdas.
Oh yeah, the Devdas, although that wasn't really about the women so much, I feel.
But it's a classic.
Yeah, classic, beautiful, stunning, beautiful set pieces and all that. So, like, that's what I'm coming to expect. My only, like, slight reservation, just out of the very few things of Sanjay Leela Bhansali's that I've seen, is that aside from the beautiful visuals, the beautiful cinematography, the music, and everything that makes a film a work of art, I'm really hoping that there's also a strong and moving story to back it up, because I remember my feeling coming out of Padmavat was kind of like, it was nice, it was pretty, but I didn't love the way they executed the story. So I'm just hoping that I come out of this going, whoa, wasn't that just an amazing story, and all of the acting and everything was just top notch. I mean, I guess we all go into movies hoping for that, but like,
he's a ballsy guy. I mean, I remember hearing stories about how that set got raided. People were making it hard for him to finish his movie. And now he's got this film here with Alia, but I don't know how long this has been in post-production. Bollywood is aware of people's feelings right now. And so to take a chance and put this out there, it takes courage. And so I commend Sanjay Leela Bhansali, Alia Bhatt, and everyone involved in this film for moving forward with this film and getting it out there, because it takes courage in the face of all this craziness going on. Like, okay.
Yeah, drama.
Yeah.
But I just hope that people can judge it on the merit of the thing that it is, which is the film, as opposed to any of the external personal dramas or Bollywood gossip or anything that's going on the side.
There are comments here. I can't tell if the comments are from a an objective place or if it's just hate. And it's hard to tell the difference at this point. I'm saying this because I wanted to, again, qualify our statement with we are Westerners looking at this. I have no idea. You know, I always think back to when we watched Zero.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she did a good job. And Anushka Sharma, and people were like, really? She did a terrible job. Go watch Kaki Keikla again. And I'm like, no, but those are...
That's different.
Those are two different... And so anyway, I just want to say that again. You know?
mean, I get some of these comments going like, she seems a little bit too young to do this, and I can definitely see that. Like, there are moments where I'm going, wow, she does seem very young to have this sort of gravitas. However, I do give it to her that I'm buying that gravitas from her. If it was coming from an older actress, you know, who already has that life experience, it would resonate a different way.
Right, they said Vijay Balan.
Yeah, Vijay Balan or Taboo was mentioned in the comments. I'm like, oh yeah, both of those are also really great choices.
We've seen them do roles like this, though.
Yeah. So it's just interesting to see Alia like kind of try and cut her teeth on a role like this.
Yeah, it was kind of like what we said with Nani the other day. I forgot the name of his film trailer that we looked at last night already.
It had the chickens.
Yeah.
Yes. What is it called again? Tuck Jagadish, I think it was called. Yeah.
What I said in that review of that trailer, if you didn't watch it, was that this is a different role for him. It's not necessarily a different movie. What makes this a different experience is him specifically, because we've seen that movie before. And so we've seen roles like this before, especially from the actresses you have mentioned, but we haven't seen Alia Bhatt do this. And so I am curious to see how she pulls this off over the stretch of the entire film.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm saying, like, this is, you know, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I have faith. I want her to kind of prove all the haters wrong and kind of show what she's got. Fingers crossed.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the scrutiny is intense.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be her in this situation, actually. It's rough.
Anyway, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed something there, and it's not all just negativity. Nevertheless, you know, let's see how it goes. Let's have an open mind.
Fingers crossed,
Cautiously
right?
optimistic, and see how it goes. I'm Jaby Koay, this is...
Achara Kirk. I forgot my name for a minute. It happens sometimes. Senior moment, you know. They should have cast me, I'm older.